Welcome back to Build a Lot Acres. Today's episode, we're going to be making a roadside chicken egg stand, so please stay tuned. So as you saw in our previous video, we fixed the forklift box to go in the forks of the Coyote. And I do have some leftover material from that project, which I'm going to be using. I'm big on using repurposed material. The reason for that should be obvious. It's better for the environment and it's a lot cheaper. If I buy new stuff for every project I do, the amount of projects I do here, it would cost me a fortune. I do projects weekly, typically. These deck boards, these are 5/4 by 6 decking, pressure treated. These actually came off my neighbor's deck. He redid it and did composite decking, and he gave me a bunch of deck boards and different things at that time. So I used some of them to extend the woodshed. I used some of them to build a box, and now we're going to be using some of them to make a roadside chicken stand. So we've been getting a lot of eggs lately. We're getting anywhere from 12 to 14 eggs a lot of days, and I'm a big egg eater, but we just can't keep up with how many eggs we're getting. So figured it'd be a nice thing to offer other people in the community some farm fresh eggs. We're actually not even going to put a price. We're just going to put actually a little poem Mrs. Bilbalot came up with. It's going to say, leave $1, leave a few, farm fresh eggs are good for you. And then it's going to say, please leave what you feel comfortable with or whatever. It's mainly going to be Clara. She's going to keep all the money. I'm not worried about the money, but it's going to be more of a work ethic and a teaching thing for Clara. Teach her some responsibility, work ethic, that kind of stuff. I wanted her to help me today, but unfortunately she has other things she's doing. So let's get started. So I think the plan is going to be to build a frame out of the deck boards. I'm thinking maybe 3 rows, and each row can hold 2 or 3 cartons. Probably 2, because I don't have a lot of space down by the road. So cartons are about 11.5 to 12 inches. So we're going to figure, I think 6 dozen is more than I'm ever going to be selling at one time. Most days it might only be 2 or 3, 4 dozen out there. So let's see. So I got my random screw assortment. I found a bunch of screws that are going to work. Some of them are regular deck screws, square drive, some are Torx drive. And we even got some composite deck screws in there, but I'm using what I have. I don't want to buy screws. You price out a 5-pound box of screws right now. I bet you they're $30, $40 at Home Depot, which I don't want to spend that kind of money. We're using what we have to build a lot way of life. To err on the side of caution, I'm actually going to pre-drill these just so they don't split. get the frame done. So the idea is I'm going to be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could fit potentially 8 dozen eggs, which I'm not going to have that many to sell at a time, but I could if I had them. So this would be plenty of room. So now we got to figure out a way to attach the lock box. And Clara wants to make a sign, and I have to figure out a way to attach it into the ground. So let's do that. Starting to run out of screws here, so I'm going to use a few nails. What do you think so far? So I got the ability to put my eggs in each shelf. I think I'm going to leave these open. I'm not going to put a back on it. That way if any rain does get in there, it's not going to sit in there and collect water and get nasty. So this way it can drain out. But I actually might put a little roof on here just to help shed the water. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. And then I got the lock box. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be stake. I'm going to put some stakes in the ground and screw them into the frame here so it doesn't blow over in the wind. And it'll be somewhat of a theft deterrent. But at the end of the day, if someone really wanted to steal this or steal the money, I guess they could. But, I mean, you'd have to be a pretty low-life human being to steal chicken egg money from a 12-year-old kid. So it happens, I'll give Clara whatever the maximum money that could have been in there. I'll give her that and then some, just to teach her life lessons. So I have these big pieces of 6x6 that are going to be runners. This is going to provide a couple things. It's going to be much harder for it to tip over. And it's going to keep people from hopefully stealing it. It's going to make it heavier and more awkward. But so let's attach those. So we're getting there. So what I actually ended up doing was I made a sign platform, and I can slide. This is going to be the first sign. Clara can write whatever she wants on. This is a piece of Luan 1/8" plywood, but I actually made some grooves so she can slide plywood or cardboard in there. That way she can change the sign periodically. If it gets wet or ruined, she can change it. If she wants to put a different message, different color, different price, whatever. So I thought that was a nice feature to add. So if she wants to change the sign, she can. And I got a little, somewhat of a roof with an overhang, so hopefully it doesn't get wet and ruined. But so the chicken egg roadside stand is complete. Let's go mount it at the road. I think if I put a kitty corner right here,
Yeah.
that'll work, won't it?
Yep.
Be visible from there, and people coming from the other side will probably eventually see it. Once they know it's there, they'll probably stop regularly. You'll probably get the same few people.
I think that's good.
I could go more like this if you want. Better or no?
I think that's good. The only thing I would think is, can we put the money box, can we do a 180? I'm thinking I don't really want Clara right up on the road when she tries to. And the extra room over where you're going to put the sign will help prevent it from getting wet.
Well, there we have it. I wish the sign was a little bit brighter, but Mama Build-A-Lot's going to end up getting some brighter colored paper, like some poster board, maybe fluorescent pink, green, yellow, colors that really pop and catch your attention. And then Clara can write whatever message she wants on there. So we got 3 dozen eggs on there. We'll come back in a day and see if we get any business. Thanks for watching, friends.